Today, we're going to look at how you can convert one of your existing papers to a new PERRLA paper so you can use PERRLA to handle all of your APA formatting. Now, there are 4 steps in this process. First, we'll create a new paper with PERRLA. Then, we'll create our references using PERRLA. Next, we'll move the body of the existing paper into the new PERRLA paper and check its formatting. Finally, we'll update our citations. As we go through each of these steps, I'll add links to the other helpful videos in the top right corner. We'll also include them in the video description below. Now, before we begin, there are a couple of things you need to know about how PERRLA works. First, PERRLA is a Microsoft add-in that you install through the add-in store inside of Microsoft Word. Here's a link for instructions on how to install the PERRLA add-in. Remember, if you run into trouble, we've got our Help Center available at perrla.com/help, and our customer support team is available every day until 10 p.m. Central. Once you've inserted the PERRLA add-in into Word, PERRLA will have its very own tab in the Microsoft Word ribbon. This is where you'll be able to find all of PERRLA's functionality. With PERRLA, you shouldn't ever have to use Word's built-in References tab at all. Its formatting options aren't even close to the APA requirements. As a Word add-in, PERRLA works with Word to format your Word documents. So even though you're using PERRLA with your papers, there's still normal Word documents that can be printed, saved, copied, and shared just like any normal Word file. However, PERRLA can only format papers that were created using PERRLA. That's why the first step in updating your paper to PERRLA is to create a new document and move your content into it. So with this out of the way, let's get started. First, open your existing paper in Word and go to the PERRLA ribbon tab. Now, click the new paper icon on the far left. You can select the kind of paper you need, and for us, that means an APA 7 research paper. This will open the PERRLA panel on the right side of the document. We're going to create a student research paper. Now we'll enter the paper's information in each of the corresponding fields here in the panel. If you have additional text to place on your title page that doesn't correspond to the fields listed, we'll be able to add them later once the paper is created. Once you've filled in the correct fields, click Create at the bottom. PERRLA will create a brand new paper for us with all the correct APA 7 formatting. It'll have a title page and a body page. Right now, there's no reference page since we haven't added any references to the new paper. Now, this is where you can add any additional text to your title page if you need to. All you have to do is insert the extra text around the content that PERRLA has already generated for you. As you move your cursor over the title page items, you may notice that they're enclosed in boxes. These are called content controls in Word, and they help protect the APA-specific parts of your paper. Now, there's one quirk in Word's programming that you need to know about when typing beside and around these content controls. If your cursor seems to get stuck inside one and you can't type, use the right arrow key on your keyboard to move the cursor outside of the content control, and you'll be able to type again. Now you can take and add any of the extra custom fields that you need to your title page that weren't available in the standard APA 7 research paper. Okay, now that we've created our new PERRLA paper and made sure that the title page is set up, we can start moving the content into our new paper. Let's start with the most critical component first, getting our references set up in the new PERRLA paper. The best way to ensure that all of your references are correctly formatted according to the APA 7 guidelines is to recreate the references using PERRLA. But don't worry, this isn't nearly as bad as it sounds. And it means that you can rest assured that all of your references will be completely APA 7 compliant. Now, the easiest way to do this, and not get confused, is to start at the top of your reference list and work your way down. I'm going to set up my papers side by side so that I can see the references section in the original paper while I'm building the reference in PERRLA. This makes it really easy because all the information I need for my reference should already be here in my original paper. So to create our first reference, we're going to open the References and Citations panel in the new paper. Then we can click Create New Reference. Now, there are two ways you can create a reference. If you're citing a book, journal, or website, you can search for that reference by entering its information in the search bar at the top. If you aren't creating a reference for a book, journal, article, or website, then you can choose the type of reference you need in the All Types tab. Here, we list all of the reference types that are possible in the APA format. Since our first two references are a journal article and a newspaper article, we'll make them both and see each method for creating references. Now, our journal article has a DOI, so I'm just going to copy it out of my original paper and paste it directly into the search bar at the top in PERRLA and click Search. PERRLA will search the internet for the article's information and then pre-fill our reference form with the information it can find. There we go. As you can see, it's entered the author's names, the title, and publication information for us. But it's still a good idea to check through just to make sure all the information that it found is correct and properly capitalized. Also, we've included helpful hints with each field inside the PERRLA reference form so you know what the APA format is looking for. Now, at the very bottom of the form, we'll show you a live preview of the reference. And this is a great place to compare the reference PERRLA is going to create with the reference you had in your original paper. If your original paper used the APA 6th edition, your reference may look similar but not quite the same because of the updated APA 7th edition rules. If everything looks good, we can click Next at the bottom of the form. Now, in this final step, we have a chance to add some optional information to help organize our references. We won't worry with this now, so we can click Create at the bottom. PERRLA will create our reference and add it to our paper for us, making a reference page in the process. Great! Now let's do that again, but with our newspaper reference. Since it isn't from a book, journal, or website, we'll need to create this reference manually. So we're going to click Create New Reference again, and then select the All Types tab. We could scroll down to newspaper, or we can search for the reference type, newspaper, at the top. We'll just click the newspaper option to open up the reference form. Now this form is going to look very similar to what we saw before. Since we have both of our papers open, we can quickly enter the information from our reference into the form. We only need to worry about entering the information that we have available to us. And then PERRLA will create the perfect reference no matter how much or how little information we're able to enter. Also, just like before, each field in the reference form has its own help text to guide us. And like before, we also have the live preview at the bottom. Okay, with everything entered, we can click Next and then Create. PERRLA will create this reference and insert it into the proper location on our reference page, so our references always stay alphabetized as required in the APA format. Whenever you create a reference with PERRLA, the reference is listed in the References and Citations panel, and it's also saved to your PERRLA reference library automatically so you can reuse it in future papers. Now, we can repeat this process until we've created all of our references in PERRLA and they're set up in the new paper. Now that we've set up our references, let's tackle moving over the paper's body or text. Don't worry, we're not going to retype the paper. Copy and paste is our friend. So first, we're going to select a section of text from our original paper and select Copy from the menu or the right-click menu. Then go to the body of the PERRLA paper. Highlight the text that says Type the body of your paper here and paste the text you just copied. But wait! Instead of using the normal paste or the keyboard shortcut for paste, we're going to use the special option to match formatting to ensure that the text adheres to the APA 7th edition paragraph style. You can find this option on the home ribbon in the paste icon dropdown. There you go. As you can see, that was fast. Now that the text is in our PERRLA paper, we'll want to review it to make sure that it is formatted correctly with all of our headings. Now, while Word may have kept some of our headings intact when it pasted the text, it's a good idea to use the PERRLA heading styles to make sure that the headings are correct for APA 7, because there were changes from APA 6 to APA 7. Here's how we'll do this. We'll highlight the text that we want to update. Then we'll choose Text and Heading Styles in the PERRLA ribbon tab. Then we can select the heading style we need to apply to our text. Okay, the last step in this process is optional, but highly recommended, and it's to replace your existing citations with PERRLA generated ones. This will ensure that your citations are perfect and set up correctly for the APA 7 format. Here's how you can easily replace one of your citations. First, select the citation in your text, including the parentheses. Then go to the reference for that citation in the PERRLA References and Citations panel. Underneath the reference, click Add Citation. You can then enter the citation's information, including the ability to optionally leave out portions of the citation that may already be included in the body of your paper. Like references, you'll be able to see a live preview of the citation in the panel. Now, once you've got the citation's information entered and the citation in your paper is still highlighted, click Create Citation. PERRLA will replace the original highlighted text with a new, pristine citation. And there are two benefits to doing this. First, you know that your citation is correctly formatted. This is especially important for references that have a group author with an abbreviation for their name, like the American Psychological Association or APA. Second, if you ever have to update your reference, PERRLA will automatically update all of its corresponding citations for you. At a minimum, we suggest using PERRLA to replace the first citation for each reference. This will make sure that any new citations you create with PERRLA will be formatted correctly if they have a different initial and subsequent citation format. Alright, I know that was a lot, but that's it. Your paper is now fully integrated into PERRLA and ready to go. To recap, moving your paper into PERRLA happens in 4 steps. First, you create a new paper with PERRLA. Second, you create your references using PERRLA in the new paper. Third, you're going to copy, paste, and format the body text into the new PERRLA paper. And then fourth, you'll update your citations using PERRLA as well. Although it can take a little bit of time, using PERRLA to properly format your paper helps to ensure that everything is correct for APA 7th edition from start to finish. Now, we know there are a number of things that you may still have questions about, and we've got some answers. Your first stop should be the PERRLA Help Center at perrla.com/help. There, you'll find articles, tutorials, and videos that can help you make the most of the PERRLA for Word add-in. If you have additional questions, our customer support team is standing by every day until 10 p.m. Central. You can reach them via email at support@perrla.com or through the PERRLA Help Center. They usually respond super quickly and will do whatever it takes to help you achieve success using PERRLA. Thanks so much for watching, and good writing.